Hello guys, Thomas Odorodiang once again to give you a powerful story. Today's story is very inspirational. It's about someone I actually love, actually someone who inspires me a lot. Who else? Steve Jobs. If Steve Jobs is not familiar to you, then iPhone, Apple, MacBook, or Mac Air, whichever you remember. Steve Jobs is the co-founder of Apple. He is known for revolutionizing the technology industry, but his path to success was filled with obstacles and challenges. Born in 1955, Jobs was adopted by a working-class family. From a young age, he was curious about electronics and design, and he developed an interest in technology. However, his academic performance was not exceptional, and he struggled with the rigid structure of school. After graduating high school, Jobs dropped out of college to pursue his passion for technology. Despite his parents' concerns on this, in the early 1970s, Jobs, along with his friend Steve Wozniak, namesake there, Steve, founded Apple in a garage. Their first product, the Apple, was a success, and the company quickly grew. However, as Apple expanded, Jobs became known for his demanding and sometimes difficult personality. This led to conflicts with the board of directors, and in 1985, Jobs was forced out of the company he himself had founded. For many, being fired from the company they created would have been a crushing blow, but Jobs used it as an opportunity for growth. He went on to found a new company, Next, and bought a small company called Pixar, which went on to create the world-famous Toy Story movies. His success with Pixar led to a merger with Disney, making Jobs a major shareholder in the company. In 1996, Apple faced a crisis, and in an unexpected turn of events, Jobs returned to the company he had been ousted from. The prodigal son was back home. He brought with him new ideas, energy, and an innovative vision. Under his leadership, Apple introduced products like iMac, iPod, iPhone, and iPad, which transformed the tech industry and the way people interacted with technology. Jobs passed away in 2011, but his legacy lives on through Apple's continued innovation and his impact on the world of technology. Steve Jobs' journey teaches us that setbacks and failures are often part of the path to success. Jobs faced rejection, being fired from the company he founded. But instead of giving up, he used his experiences to come back stronger and more determined. His story shows the importance of resilience, creativity, and believing in your ideas, even when things don't go as planned. Success is not always linear, and the greatest achievements often come from overcoming obstacles and staying true to your vision. When I started this conversation, I said Steve Jobs inspires me a lot. Let me tell you why. Steve Jobs was born by this lady who was in college. And the lady was American. The father to Steve Jobs was a Muslim. The parents of the mother to Steve Jobs were Christians, and they were adamant they don't want anything to do with Islam. So they arranged that the lady gives birth and gives away the child to an orphanage, to which she accepted. So after birth, they let the child go and only said that whoever takes the child should take the child to school, and a good school. So as an orphan, you have parents, but the parents threw you away into an orphanage. That is Steve Jobs. Now, parents came, to a father and a mother. Though they were barren, they didn't have a child, they wanted to adopt him. But when they learned that Jobs was a boy, they said they wanted a girl. Second rejection. Third rejection comes in the story. We have seen Jobs being rejected from his own company. But let me just finish up that story of the orphanage. So the second lot of parents that came, who actually became his parents to death, when they saw him, they said, "We accept." But the only problem was they were farmers. They were not rich. They could not take Jobs to a very good school. So they pleaded with Jobs' mother and grandparents to allow them have him, even though they could not take him to the best of schools. They accepted because it was 1 month after and they were getting worried. So Jobs had a rough time. Imagine your parents give you out to an orphanage. It's nearly an abortion, really. Then too, some parents come to adopt you and they look at your gender and they are like, no, not that one. Number 2. Then number 3, school becomes a tough place for you, and you drop out of college. And then here comes your company, and you are thrown out of your company, only to come back and revolutionize everything. Steve Jobs. You can also be a Steve Jobs. What you have gone through over the years cannot stop you if it didn't stop Steve Jobs.